Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here. Today I'm going to be talking to you about a product that is, I would say, exclusively for Canadian Subaru owners. And I say that because I know that the product that I'm going to be going over comes as kind of a standard piece of equipment for our neighbors south of the border. I couldn't tell you about the rest of the world, but what I'm talking about is something that comes in nearly none of the Subarus here in Canada, and that is tire pressure monitoring sensors. So the fine folks at V-Safe, sorry, I didn't want to butcher that, sent me these. And these are Bluetooth TPMS sensors. So none of the Canadian Subarus, with the exception of the previously made Tribeca and the new Subaru Solterra, have TPMS sensors. So I know in the States they have them. I couldn't tell you about the rest of the world, but so this is going to apply to Canadian Subaru owners who want to have TPMS, be able to tell all the individual pressures on their tires, or if you're not a Subaru owner, it will work on any vehicle really, so long as you have a 12-volt power point in your vehicle. So let me show you what's in the box. So I'm in the back of a 2024 Crosstrek and I'm opening this box. Now, full disclosure, I have opened this box prior to this just to make sure all the pieces were there. I haven't removed any of the packaging, so it comes in a really nice, well put together box. It's got a tight fit. This is kind of hard to do one-handed, but we've got we'd love to hear from you card, instructions on how to install the dust shields, and then you have the regular sized owner's manual, which is actually fairly thorough. Talks about all the pieces that you get, product assembly, how to hook it up, parameter settings. And then on the inside here, we have all the stuff. So these tire pressure sensors are actually labeled as to where you should put them. So left front, left rear, right front, right rear. So you don't mix them up on here, because this will actually display what tire pressure is in which tire. And if you have these mixed up, this is useless. It'll tell you the pressure, but you will have to go around and actually physically tell. Look, feel, touch. The other thing I really like about this, it's got a glass breaker in it as well. So they've kind of pulled double duty, which is nice. We do also have a USB charge port, so you don't lose out on the potential to charge a device if you're using this. Now, this isn't so much an issue for newer vehicles with the amount of USB ports that you get as standard equipment, but on other vehicles I can see where it could be a pain. Older vehicles. We have dust caps, so rubber caps, and those will go over these tire pressure sensors, and you can see it says out front, it's threaded for those to go over the caps on the valve stems. We have this. Now, this actually allows us to separate the tire pressure sensor. So standard TPMS sensors, when the battery goes out on these, you have to replace it, and it's a giant pain because it's inside the wheel. You don't have to worry about that with this. You can actually order a replacement battery, and that's included in this. It tells you where to go and order it. It's great. They've done a really good job with the support on this. We've got tools, and these are security lock nuts. So you can make it so that someone can't come up and just steal this off your tire, or at least make it significantly more difficult. Because if you compare this to a standard valve stem cap, and let's just take this, like, it's going to be noticeable. That's a pretty significant difference, and unfortunately people like to touch things when they look different. So I am going to install all of these, and then we'll kind of take it from there. I'll show you what it looks like on the inside of the vehicle, and I'll show you why I'm using this with the 24 Crosstrek. But I mean, it's as simple as this. We're going to take off this other cap. Oops, didn't mean to drop that. And we're just going to screw this on. And I put this on the left front, so front driver. A little bit of air is escaping as it goes in. Tighten it up. There we go, left front. And then you're always going to want to hold on to these. These are handy to have. These have a habit of walking away from me myself, but I'm going to go around, I'm going to do the other three, and then I'm going to meet you inside the vehicle. So here I am in the 2024 Crosstrek, and this is the one that I've installed those TPMS sensors on. And the reason that I chose the Crosstrek to display this on, and it will work on any vehicle, is the 12-volt socket is on the center console. I've got an older Outback. It's down in there. This isn't necessarily readable for me, but I put them on, I plug this in, and it's already giving me pressures. So it gives me outside temperature, and then it gives me temperature. So it's set in PSI right now, but you could definitely get it set to bar if that's your preferred method of determining pressure. But right now it's saying they're 42 PSI in each tire, which is a little high, but this particular Crosstrek just came in, and the tires are always overinflated for PDI. So those will have to be adjusted, but it gives you the voltage that the outlet's putting out, clock, and you don't necessarily need to have this easily visible, because you can set alarms for high tire pressure and low tire pressure. And those are actually covered in here in the owner's manual, which is quite nice. So parameter settings tells you how to set it up. And it is very, very simple to do. But low pressure setting, high temperature, or high temperature setting, low pressure setting. So I actually just had a customer who pulled their car out of storage after the winter and took it for a drive, and unfortunately one of their tires was a little flatter than the others and ate itself. This could have helped with that, but yeah, it goes over high pressure alarm, low pressure alarm, high temp alarm. So I did happen out with me wherever I put it, tire pressure gauge, so we can actually compare and make sure that this is reading accurately. Actually, you know what? In all fairness, let's take this for just a quick drive around the lot, so that the tire pressures can actually have a little bit more data. So we'll turn it on, and still saying the same. Saying we're getting 12. Oh, there we go. 14 volts to that power point. Move that, and we're just gonna go for a quick little drive around the lot. Nothing crazy. I mean, I don't expect the tire pressures to change. And of course the seatbelt alarm is going off right now because I don't have my belt done up and I'm driving 13 kilometers an hour. But just little circle. I don't expect any of the pressures to change, but I do expect it to have a little bit more data. Put that, park there. We're gonna reverse. And you can see it still says 42 PSI. So let's back this up. Let's shut this off. And let's take a look. So they were all 42 PSI. There it is. Fell out of my pocket. But yeah, so I've got a Subaru. I think it's a Subaru one. Oh, it came in a Subaru kit. But I've got a tire pressure reader. So it was 42 PSI. So we're just going to take this one off. Lose a little bit of pressure there. So I would say that if this is within a couple degrees or PSI, that it's done its job. So let's see. I would say that's 42. So that's pretty darn accurate. 40. That really wasn't a good press on it. Oh, that one was exceptionally good. So we've had right on, just below, and way over. Saying 50. Well, there's one tire, so let's try another. And I do think that it's probably partially my technique with this, but we've had one read perfectly, one a little high, one a little low, and so let's do this a few times as well. And let's see, because this also said it was 42. Oh, saying it's over. So I've got pounds, feet, and I have PSI on here, so I just got to make sure I'm reading the right one as well. Oh, come on. That is definitely my technique. 47 PSI. Just below 40. And above 50. Okay, so that's one pressure gauge. I'm gonna grab another one to make sure that this isn't the common denominator. Be right back. And I'm back. I have a digital one. So let's do some readings on that. So we're gonna go here, and so I'm gonna hook this up. So it's not hooked up to an air gun or anything. This is a multi-functional. Oh, it's saying 38.8. and it's still losing a little bit of air when I do that. So that's pretty close to the 42, and we did lose some air. So it looks like it may clamp that on, and it's saying 41. So to me, it seems like those are pretty accurate. So, and that's just sitting here. That's not even doing a driving test and comparing, but that's verified through digital as well as a mechanical one. And I mean, that mechanical one, as you guys saw, wasn't that great, but could improve. So that was my little test on the V-Safe Bluetooth TPMS sensors. And I have to say, the install was super easy. I didn't install the security nuts, but it's a nut and it gives you the wrench. So it wouldn't be difficult to do if you live in an area where you're concerned about something like this being stolen. So are these worth it? Absolutely. If you're concerned about your tire pressure, I mean, this was a small little test. It's not any extreme weather or anything, but for the average person, I would say that this pressure gauge, along with the window breaker and these little Bluetooth sensors for the caps, I'd say they're worth it. Now, I don't know if V-Safe is going to be providing me a discount code for you guys, but I do appreciate you watching. So if they do provide me a discount code, I will be putting it in the comments below. It'll be at the top of the comment box. So please feel free to use it. I'm not paid if they buy anything from you, so don't worry about that. They are paying me to review these, so I take that with a grain of salt. My opinion is not swayed because they sent them to me and are paying me to do this, but I think it's a pretty cool product. So I mean, I'd be interested if you have these yourself and have used them. Please give me your feedback. These are going to be going on my Outback now. It's not going to be easy for me to read just at a glance, and I only have one 12-volt outlet, so it's going to be between this and my dash cam. So I'll play with this, and if I have any issues, I'll update in the comments. But thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all the views. Let me know what your thoughts are on these, if there's something you're going to try. But I think for Canadian Subarus, these are probably going to be the ticket. I'm Tyson, the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George. Talk to you soon.